Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. It's cold. This global climate change has gotten me just discombobulated and cold and uncomfortable. I can remember 40 years ago, 45 years ago, in the wintertime, it would be cold, and you'd be cold. And then in the summertime, it'd be really hot. And now here we are 45 years later, and in the wintertime it's cold and you'd be cold and then in the summertime it'd be so hot. And so you see how much things have changed, because we used to have the cold winters and the really hot summers, and now with all the global climate change, we have the cold winters and the really hot summers. So it's got me pretty concerned, I gotta tell you. Now I think if we had more socialism, then that would all disappear probably. It's the rich people causing the winters to go from being cold 45 years ago to being cold, and from the summer being hot to becoming hot. And I believe that. I do believe that. Today, live on the internet, Club 400 Special Reserve Whiskey, blended whiskey from Maryland, blended and bottled at Majestic Distilling of Baltimore, Maryland. 80 proof, blended at an 20 blend. Introduced in 1951. Versus Beams 8-Star, introduced in 1976, also blended at an 80-20 ratio. Product of Kentucky, all right? Distilled and bottled by Kentucky Springs Distilling Company of Claremont in Frankfort, Kentucky, United States of America, it says here. You say, well, I never heard of Kentucky Springs Distilling Company. No, but I bet you heard of Jim Beam Suntory, huh? Yes, that's who it is. It's one of their alias names. So many of these companies have an alias name, kind of like Majestic Distilling. It's Sazerac Company. Autumn says, "Oh, it's Daddy." Okay, okay. Intergalactic Overdrive. All right. Beams 8-Star. Now, this is aged 2 years, whereas the whiskeys in Club 400 are aged 3. So it's a 3-year versus 2-year. Do I think they'll be different? Yes, I think. Okay, I got to go change into my blue jeans and my sweatshirt later. And I still have to walk 1.5 miles today. It's that wind. I don't mind the cold so much. Like, it'll be about 43 degrees today. It's the wind that kills you, but I'm going to put those gloves on and everything. And I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make the meat. I'm going to make all the meat. Okay. The Club 400 is going to have, this is my presumption, the Club 400 is going to have a melon flavor, that cantaloupe flavor. And the Beams 8-Star is going to taste like bourbon. It's going to have that corn on corn bourbon flavor. Because I already said in previous examinations and reviews that the Beams 8-Star, you could fool somebody into thinking they were drinking a bourbon. Oh, well, it might be made with bourbon, you see. They're probably using a young Jim Beam original, the white label in there. They're blending it with the corn distillate, the grain neutral spirits, the unaged whiskey. And they're coming up with what we call the American blended whiskey style of drink. Are they all cheap, bottom shelf? No. They maybe should be. But you can get some of those 80-20 blended whiskeys for $25 a bottle. Some specialty whiskey. Okay, let's see. They're golden. They look similar. Typical alcohol eggs. Okay. This one has some sediment in it. And I don't think it's dust because I washed these glasses and I turned them upside down so nothing would get in them. That's the Club 400. Oh, that's strange. Not a lot. It's not like ancient age. I mean, 10 high, that was full of some kind of weird gum. They even have spirit. Now get this. Now this is the comical part. Now it's a thing for craft style spirit whiskey. Okay, so they already have craft boutique style, all right, boutique style blended whiskey, all right? So you can pay your $32 a bottle for a beautifully corked, you know what I mean, carafe style bottle, and it's brewed with a blend of choice whiskeys, you know, and the finest grain neutral spirits from Uncle Johnny Distilling of, you know, Wyandotte Hills, Kentucky. Now you can buy spirit whiskey, which is only, you know, it's not even 20%. It has to be less than 20% straight whiskey, less than 20%, but at least 5%. So you might be buying something that's 95% corn distillate, unaged. And I saw one, they have one called Rebecca Creek. Oh, and they were just talking about that at the Texas Rangers versus White Sox, Chicago White Sox game. They introduced the man who runs the company. Oh, and everybody was just so excited about it. Oh, I want to go get some Rebecca Creek. Now, I'm not making fun of it. It might taste good. Maybe even though it's less than 20% straight whiskey, maybe it tastes good. Maybe people like it. They obviously like it. They buy it. It sells pretty well. People enjoy it. They want you to see them drinking out of that corked carafe style bottle, that heavy glass bottle. But is it better than Club 400 that you can get for $3.99 in a plastic bottle? This I do not know, but I doubt it. Sometimes it's not what you drink, it's how you drink it and how it looks in the bottle. Club 400, every liquor store in Maryland has it, says Colin Trout. Hello, Colin Trout. Welcome to our examination. Thanks for watching. I believe that because it's coming from Majestic Distilling Company, and so I would figure that's going to be a Maryland brand, right? I mean, it's made in Maryland. It's got the Maryland crest, you know, so it's probably one of those home brands, much like Taka vodka in Louisiana. Now, in your part of the country, wherever you are watching, dear viewers, Taka, T-A-A-K-A, it might be an obscure brand of vodka, gin, and maybe it just is an afterthought, right? So, but in Louisiana, Taka is like one of the premier brands. There's billboards everywhere on all the major highways. And there's so many flavors of Taka vodka. Now they have the gin, which is considered a better than average gin, cheap gin. And I thought so myself, but there's the king cake flavored Taka, the raspberry flavored, the orange flavored, the lemon lime flavor. It goes on and on. They have so many flavors. The king cake flavor, Mardi Gras, Carnival Time. I mean, it goes on and on. And Taka is big. They even have radio ads for Taka. Taka vodka. Mix is easy. Just add people. And of course, Southern Comfort is big down here. The Spirit of New Orleans. They say that the Spirit because it's a spirit whiskey flavored. Okay, so I think I would like to go back to Maryland and do some liquor and beer shopping, because when I go along Highway 1, US Highway 1, I tend to find a lot of neat stuff at these liquor stores. Lots of neat stuff. Okay, let's go with the ramification of the exemplification of the diffusion of the generalized principles. Like my father always says, he says, well, it's a matter of general principles and barometric pressure. I say, you're right. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to taste that, but got on me nose. Okay, that's a nice eye opener for 6:24 a.m. as the sun slowly rises above the horizon. I find that it has a strong corn aroma, which makes sense considering this is almost, I suppose it's about 95% corn, 90% corn, with some barley, malt, and rye, and perhaps some wheat mixed in. It's got well, it does clear your sinuses. It's got a lot of spice in there. It's almost like Nike. What's that stuff you put on that Vicks? It's like Vicks. I think I'll use this instead of Vicks next time. It has a mentholated thing going, and it has a lot of richness and dried flowers and dried candied fruits and nectar, honey. Now you might say, no, you're lying. You're making that up. You didn't pay $7.99 a bottle and then you're getting all that. Oh, yes, I did. And yes, I am. I think it's Beam's 8-star because I remember it having all that richness, and then I was like, why would I ever buy Jim Beam again if I could buy that? And it has as much or even arguably more flavor than Jim Beam, which I know it sounds like a heresy or apostasy to say something like that, but I'm sorry, it's what it tastes like to me. Okay, next. Oh. Oh. Now you see, this one does have that melon flavor, and it's not a bad fruit melon flavor. Like, how like you get Beer 30, and if you live in Maryland, you know about that Beer 30 ice. I bought some of that stuff along US Highway 1 north of Baltimore. It's that little liquor store. It's like a rectangular place on the northbound side of Highway 1. I've been in there a couple of times. But anyway, that Beer 30 ice smells like grape drink and roofing tar. Yeah, it has exotic aromas and flavors, but they're horrible. Grape drink. This smells like actual fruit. Good morning, Ron, says Shane Giggy. Hello, Shane. Good morning. So, hold on a second. Okay. There's a smokiness to this. It's like a no. I'm trying to get it right. It's like a peat moss. Almost like a Scotch type situation. I don't know. I'll tell you what, Sazerac and Beam, they must be using pretty high quality stuff for these cheap blends because, well, they even say that. I mean, all these companies claim that, but if you get on the Sazerac website, they're talking about, oh, we use fine quality stuff for our blended whiskeys. We're so proud of them. We're going to expand the line. They're talking about that. We're about to expand the line. We're going to bring a lot more into play and so on and so on. So do they smell similar? No, they do not. They do not smell really similar at all. All right, so much for the argument that these kind of items taste bad, smell bad, and are rot gut and are junk that only alcoholic drunks and bums drink. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You're getting it wrong again. Okay. Taste time. And you might say, why do you buy them? Because they're cheap and they're fun to do. And I can buy so many and do all these taste challenges, and I can learn, like, as you drink it, you learn it. And I'm one of these people that believe that doing all these hangouts and beer reviews and alcohol reviews and taste challenges is fun, and that it's supposed to be fun. Now, some people do not agree with that. No, 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 no. Fun is not part of it. It's about some great struggle, cultural struggle. Well, you do the struggle. I'm gonna let you do the struggle, and I'm gonna do the fun. So we'll trade. I'll give you the struggle, and you give me the fun, and then you'll have angst in your pants, and I'll drink the liquor. All the spice. Okay, I got a lot more thinking to do about this whiskey. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Well, that one just had a very big rush of rye spice. And I mean a rush. It was just like, wow, wow. You would almost think that it's a rye whiskey. I'm telling you right now. Did I accidentally put Redemption High Rye Mash in this? Staunch risk indicated. SRI says, speaking of fun, I finally found Kentucky Tavern and really enjoyed it. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. Oh, you're welcome, man. Thanks for your support. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah, Kentucky Tavern. I got a lot of that left. And that bottle is in there. I look in that cabinet sometimes and the bottle's shaking. The bottle's shaking because it can't wait to get out and into more taste challenges. I say, man, to imagine that an inanimate object would be excited about these. That really says something there. No, you see what I mean? So there's melon, cantaloupe, sugar, like, you know, like rye spice, you know. I think I feel like this is a Sazerac product because of the high rye content. La da 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 da. Going on. Now you might say, you're cracking up. Man's going crazy. No, I'm not cracking up. I'm trying to get myself psychologically prepared to go for that walk. You're fooling yourself. You don't believe it. Yeah, okay. So I'm not. Get up. Get back on your feet. Okay. Well, do you know that I'm picking up a lot of corn? And I said this before, it's like Libby's canned corn without the salt. I'm telling you, this tastes like Jim Beam, this tastes like some kind of Jim Beam product. Some kind of Jim Beam product over here. Not as much rye, I don't think. Too cold for a walk, he says. It's pretty cold, man. Okay, I gotta call this. I gotta call. People are saying you're stalling because you're not sure. Well, of course I'm stalling because I'm not sure. What do you think? I'm doing this for just for generalized entertainment purposes. Trying to get your attention distracted from what is really supposed to be happening here. Okay. Oh yeah, well, you say which one's better? Which one's better? Who's the winner? I can't really say there's a winner. Now you also might say, well, these are not made to be drink meat. These are mixers, and everybody knows that. That's true. I agree with that. However, why do they have complex flavors and aromas, even though they're just cheap, well, whiskey mixers? Why, oh, why do they have such complex aromas and flavors? Morning from cloudy Miami, 74 degrees. Oh yeah, thanks for torturing us, Frederick Byram. I would live in Miami if I didn't have relatives here that I wanted to like take care of, so to speak, like family that I feel like I should visit at least once a month. So otherwise I'd have been going to Miami, you know. Only problem I have with Miami is too far away from the rest of the United States, you know what I mean? You got to take an all-day trip just to get out of Florida, you see. So in Louisiana, I'm like at the middle of the protractor. I can go northwest, north, northeast, east. You know what I mean? I can see like a major part of the United States in a drive that's less than 1 day in this huge middle area. You see. We'll enjoy a Japanese whiskey for my birthday later. Oh, happy birthday! How old are you, if you don't mind telling us? Happy birthday, Frederick. Okay. Well, okay. All right. Okay. All right. I don't want to be wrong, see, so I'm trying to like think of other things to talk about. Hey, how about Alabama in the championship game? Okay, so it's a tie on flavor, you see. It's a tie. 33, thanks. Oh, 33, that's cool. I remember when I was 33. In 2001, and that's the year I became Catholic. I used to be Protestant. You say, what happened? Why did you go from being Protestant to Catholic? Oh, you know how the puppies, when they first born, their eyes are closed. And then one day their eyes open and they cry. So I was like a puppy. The eyes got open, you see. So no idea about the crawfish. You're Catholic by birth. Okay, you mean by baptism? Okay. We're having an ice storm right now where I live. There's a good inch of glaze on everything and the power could go off. It will be negative 30 tonight. That sounds like so miserable. I wish they would have global warming myself because I like warmth. You say you're selfish. The seas will rise. All the cities will be destroyed. The world will end unless we have more socialism, and then the world will be saved. Okay, that's right. I forgot. Power to the people. Right on. I'm going to call it, but I'm not super confident. This is a lot more difficult than I thought. I thought this was going to be the easiest thing, you see, but it ain't. Yes, baptism. I was baptized at St. Jude in Baton Rouge along Louisiana Highway 42. But that was a lot of confusion because, see, my mother was Methodist, and so there was, let's say, confusion growing up between the Methodism, Protestantism, and Catholic. So there's that little, maybe that's a good argument for not cross-lining, right? You want to get married, you're Catholic, marry a Catholic. You want to be Methodist, marry a Methodist. You start cross-lining, you have trouble. The kids get mixed up, mixed for problems. Okay. Even bringing in politics to get out of guessing. Right. Anything, anything. How about that Trump remark? Hey, look over there. Look over there, y'all. Canada. Yikes. Okay. Well. I think this one is the Club 400 because I'm picking up a little more, and I mean a little more now. On the other taste challenges, it was just straight up easy. Now, when I do this against the Canadian whiskeys, now I think against Seagram 7, it's going to be kind of easy because Seagram 7, you know, is kind of, you hate to say bland, but I mean it is. But it's more expensive too, it's right. I'm paying $12 a bottle for Seagram 7, and I can get these for $8. I'm saving $4, and they got more flavors. So now, but I think against the Canadian whiskeys, it's not going to be any kind of challenge because they're so different. They're so different. I'm not saying they're better. Different. Different doesn't mean better. It just means different, right? Different, right? Okay. Club 400. Y'all wish me luck. Hey, I did it. 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 Whew. I'm just joking. I knew it all along. I knew it all along. All that stuff about politics and the weather, that was just a game. That was a psychological game against you. I knew it all along. Ha, ha, ha. Actually, I was pretty scared. MTV Crab says, what time is it there? You mean in Canada or in Louisiana? It's 6:40 a.m. here. Can you do an R&R whiskey review? Ah, guess what, MTV Crabs? I've got a bottle of Rich and Rare in the cabinet. And it gets even better. It gets even more exciting. I have even more shocking news. I have 2 bottles of Rich and Rare Reserve in the cabinet. Oh, the specialty version, the Rich and Rare Reserve. Yes. And they had a big sale on that Rich and Rare down here. Now, I don't know why, but all of a sudden, everybody was selling Rich and Rare for $9.99 and $10.99. I'm talking about the Reserve. The Rich and Rare is like $7.99 at Walmart. Or $7.79. Yeah, $7.79. And I keep hearing talk about Rich and Rare. Everybody says Rich and Rare, Rich and Rare, Rich and Rare. I mean, I hear this more than any other liquor, I think. Even Maker's Mark, people, you know, ask me about Maker's Mark quite a bit. When are you going to do Maker's Mark? I said, I don't know. But I keep getting Rich and Rare. That's like the most common request. And so I said, I got to try it, you know. So I bought it. And then I bought the Rich and Rare Reserve, which is usually a lot more expensive. So then how big are my cabinets? Oh, it's just typical kitchen cabinets. But instead of being full of pots and pans, they're mostly full of bottles and bottles and bottles and bottles. You know, there's a Rich and Rare Facebook page, and they have a nice page because, like, if you like the page, then they always send in these updates with these beautiful photos, and they'd be showing like a fire, you know, and then it goes on, and it's really nice. So I didn't know Rich and Rare was like such a legend, you know. And then I bought this other one, kind of a companion whiskey for Rich and Rare. It's called Canadian Limited. Now I don't know what's limited about it, but that's the name of it. And then okay, I'm about to stop this, but then one little drop. Illinois, huh? Ooh. MTV Crab says $6 for a pint and like $12 for a fifth and $17 for a handle of Rich and Rare. Yeah, right. That's like the normal price. But then they had this big discount. So Huba D says, I drank 2 16-ounce Pabst Blue Ribbon and 1 Miller. Better watch it. Okay. All right. So Bullet Bourbon has gained flavor with me over time. Oh, gained favor. Have you ever reviewed it? I've not reviewed it, I don't think, but I've drunk it I have drunk it at David's house. You know, the guy with the big beard, David Garlapede. He loves Bullet, so he's like always buying Bullet. And I was like, what is this fixation on Bullet? And he just say, he ignores, you know, a lot of the comments I tell him. He'll just say, oh, you know, but he has a lot of that stuff, and he's like a big Bullet fan. If he ever had his own channel, which he ain't never going to do, but if he ever did it, he could really dedicate a lot of that to Bullet. And he knows a lot of whiskey. Like he just drinks it all the time, you know. And we were talking about scotch when I was at his house Sunday, and I was like, let's review some of these scotches. And he kept saying, I'm saving that. And I said, oh, well, forget it. I said, we don't have to. I was just bringing it up. So then we got onto the beer and we forgot about it. And then he contacted me later and he said, I thought we were going to review the scotch. I said, well, I thought you didn't want to do it. Plus, I wanted to get back in time for the Saints game, which I made it. He's got all this scotch. Okay. Yeah, the Jim Beam's fine. The Beam's 8-star. But I don't know. I think the Club 400 might be better. I say might be. You notice I didn't call a winner, but if you ever see this thing, I would say buy it because there's a lot of character in this homely little bottle, plastic bottle. Okay, I'm going to get off, but I can let y'all see some things if you want to see it. Now, you want to see some things? I need an indication now, yes or no. If you say no, I'll cut it off and we'll go about our business, and I'll upload the recent beer review we did. It's a long video, so it'll take a while to upload. Or if you can wait a minute, I'll show you some things. When are you going to going into Scotch for real? Oh, I can go into Scotch for real right now if you want. I mean, really, we're going to go into Buchanan's. February is Buchanan's 12-year aged. And I've got the Clan McGregor. I couldn't pass it up. I mean, I bought my daughter a bottle and she was happy. And then I saw another bottle at Walmart for $9.79. I was like, I'm buying it. And then I bought the Piper Dean Scotch, and I bought that was so cheap at Albertsons. And then I bought the Sir Malcolm, which everybody around here sells. And then I bought the Cutty Sark. So you're saying yes, you want me to go show you something? Okay. Hold on, folks. I'll be right back. Ooh. All right. All right. Like Ace Frehley, I'm back in the New York groove. Okay. First of all, how you love this? This is Rich and Rare Canadian whiskey. Now it says they don't use an alias, at least they said Sazerac Company, bottled in Frankfort, Kentucky. Now it's distilled in Canada, of course, Canadian, but they won't say where their distillery is. Because it's probably, you know, they might be using Seagram's VO distillery, you know what I mean? Diageo, and they don't want to let people know that. And then maybe Diageo doesn't want people knowing that they're sharing with their competition or whatever, you know, but this is actually bottled at Buffalo Trace. Yeah, that's right. Buffalo Trace. How you like that? Oh my goodness. See what I'm showing you right now? Rich and Rare Reserve. Look at that beautiful bottle with the embossed grain. Look at all the barley. It's got barley all along. And it's got this crown, cap, crown, cap. Isn't that a pretty bottle? For $10.99, you think I wasn't going to buy it? No, it was $9.99 somewhere. Yeah. Rouse's had it for $9.99. It's like, why would I not buy this? They had one bottle left, so people must have blown through it. When they saw that price, $9.99, that was it. They just blew it out. I drank that same bottle on New Year's. I was kind of doing a pint a night for months. Pint a night? Oh, no, 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 no. I had a friend that did that, and he died, and he was 49 years old. Drunk himself to death and went crazy. Nicest guy you ever wanted to meet, but he went mad. He lost his mind. Staunch Risk Indicator said, beautiful bottle indeed. Is it a beautiful bottle? For $9.99? I mean, golly, you hate to open it. I mean, I want to drink it right now, but you know, no. Now here's another. Here's Canadian Limited. Oh my goodness. What? Now, apparently this has been around for like 100 years. Now, was it ever popular? No, it's probably been lurking around. Some of these things have just been lurking around for 100 years. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. Bottled by Fleischmann Distilling Company. You know, Fleischmann's gin, that's a very old company, Fleischmann's, like one of the really old brewing, distilling companies from the 1800s, Fleischmann's. They got acquired by Sazerac. Bottled in Owensboro, Kentucky. You know, most Canadian whiskey, if you check the bottles, they're bottled down here in America, in the United States of America. Oh, yes. So how does this taste? I couldn't tell you. I'm sure it's the exemplification of average. But then on the other hand, I thought the Club 400 was going to be dull, and oh no, it was not. Now, y'all want to see one more? Okay, yes, your answer, I'm answering for you. Yes, okay. Hold on. Hold on. I can get the door open. Okay. All right. All right. As the days go by, water flowing underground once in a lifetime after the money's gone. All right. Okay. Now. Okay. So I was at a store. Yeah, it reminds me of Crown. It does. Like, probably who they copied from. Same corporation, Sazerac. Yeah. Here's another. Now, this one is from Beam Suntory, right? Or is it Brown Forman? I can't remember. They all got their brands, you know. Windsor Canadian, blended Canadian whiskey, blah, blah, blah. But look, bottled in Deerfield, Illinois. See what I mean? They all ship them down here. All of them come down here, and then they import them back to Canada. So imagine people in Canada drinking imports of their own product. It's mad. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read all this until I do a review later. This is like a really famous old brand from the 1850s, something like that. Well, it might be from Windsor, Canada, right? I've been to Windsor. They have a really good Chinese restaurant there. And the restaurant's like in the basement, I think. Oak cask matured, Piper Dean blended Scotch whiskey. You won't believe the price I paid for this, but I won't even bring it up because you might get mad. Piper Dean. Yeah, bottled in Louisville, Kentucky. Hey, like that Scotch, but it's bottled in Louisville. Another common practice. Imported from Scotland, bottled here. I saw somebody doing a video and they were making mixed food with this stuff. Something to do with food, Piper Dean. So I don't know how that would work. Okay, here's 100 Pipers blended Scotch whiskey. Apparently the most popular Scotch in India, and one of the top 3 or 4 Scotch whiskeys on the planet, like literally popular. Is it popular in America? No. But in Asia, this is like the thing. South Asia, you know, India, Sri Lanka, Burma, Myanmar, Thailand. This is like a big deal. Seagram's 100 Pipers. But in America, they don't call it Seagram's. They call it 100 Pipers. But over there, it's still called Seagram's 100 Pipers, even though it's owned by Diageo, you know, the makers of Guinness. Can't wait to try that one. And the last, we're going to close it up. Indian Scotch, never heard of it. Well, no, it's not made in India, but it's sold in India. It's like really popular in India. Look at that daylight out there now. Time to go walking. Now here is, where did I find the 100 Pipers? MTV Crest, hell yeah. Had my first legal drink in Windsor, turned 19 up there. Oh. Good morning, Jay. Have yourself a great day, says Joshua. You too, man. Oh, the 100 Pipers is very popular in Louisiana. Like that store, Mathern's, where I buy so much of my stuff. They get cases of it every month. Every month, cases. And I mean cases. Somebody's buying it because it's always selling. Here's Canadian Hunter. You say, well, that bottle looks just like the Ancient Age bottle. Yeah, doesn't it? It's the same bottle. It's Ancient Age bourbon. But this is the famous Canadian Hunter, which has gotten extremely high reviews on the whiskey reviewing websites, which I bought at international market for $8.99. Now everybody else is selling it for $10.99 like it's a big deal. Like, get this for $10.99 and you're getting a great deal. So I went to international market and they had it for $8.99 and my jaw dropped. You know, I was like, oh no. Yeah, see, bottled in Frankfort, Kentucky. So here's another one. It's bottled at Buffalo Trace, but it's from Canada. And this was introduced in 1984. It was supposed to be like a 80s Canadian whiskey, like trying to tap into that modern 80s type of, oh, I don't know, the computer age type look. But, you know, it's got a man hunting, Canadian Hunter. I don't know. It's, but that way they were, Seagram's was trying to make this new modern Canadian whiskey. So they said Sazerac was super hot to get a hold of that brand. They like wanted that brand more than anything. And apparently it's like a big deal, Canadian Hunter. What do I know about it? Nothing. Not really that mad with NAFTA, says Frederick. The Mobstrabator says a bit early. Yeah, it's a bit early, but not too early. Okay, blah, blah, blah. You may ask yourself, how did I get here? That song, Laughing My Fabulous Anatomy Off. You may ask yourself, how did I get here? Right, you do. You may ask that. And you could ask questions about your wife, your job. Okay, anyway, you could make a video where you're acting like a marionette. All right, so there's so much more to show, but so little time to do it, and I'm not going to do it. So this taste challenge was truly a challenge. Now, I'm telling you now, I must tell you now that this taste challenge was quite challenging. I mean, I was scared, but I got it. I got it. Club 400, I got it. I didn't think I would get it, but I got it. Okay, now, moving on. Tomorrow, this is the plan now. I'm going to try to go to Mass today at 4 o'clock, so then I won't have to go tomorrow. So I plan to do another Dawn Buster tomorrow, and I want to do Club 400. And I think I'm going to go put it up against Early Times. You say Early Time? No, retraction. That's coming. Seagram 7, because that's a blended American whiskey. So let's stick with the program, and we'll go blend against blend, and then we'll go with straight. But I don't think Early Times has like bountiful character. So I think it could be a real contest. But I think the Seagram 7, my prediction is that it may not win. It may lose to the Club 400. But time will tell. Tomorrow we'll see. Okay, so fascinating taste challenge for me. Now you might look at it, roll your eyes, and say, "Oh Lord, why am I watching this?" But to me, it was a fascinating taste challenge. The aromas were complex. They had many levels of character, and the flavors were complex and had many levels of character. But the thing that broke the challenge, let's summarize. The thing that broke the challenge was that the Club 400 had a distinct and noticeable rye content relative to the Beam's 8-star. And there was that melon, that cantaloupe aroma, which is pleasant. You would think it'd be terrible, but it is not. So anyway, so get ready for Club 400 versus Seagram 7. I think that'll be something to see. All right, well, everybody take care. Have a great, safe Saturday. And now it's time for a beer review to be uploaded.